Hi everyone, let's paint together today this wonderful 20 centimeters mandala clear glass. All materials in the description box below this video, and let's start it. So base already ready. I did use for this one Peacock Teal like a base and did create two custom colors. Everything in description. And what I want to do, I want to create 5 flowers, but to make it a little bit easier when you're painting, I need more than 5 lines. So I did create lines every 36 degrees. So I did made like 10 parts, and every rows every 1 centimeter as usual. So every material in description. With this tool, we are starting between this line 2 and 3 millimeters, centimeters, sorry, the first custom color. This is the mix I did prepare, and I did separate video how to prepare custom colors. If you need any tutorial on this, you can check this my channel. And we are making these kind of big dots every second line. As I said, I want to create 5 flowers in first row and 5 flowers in the second row. So you can come back and add a little bit more paint on the top if you want to create more dots, like more pop out from the surface. And moving forward with this 2mm tool and Bahama blue column, I'm making 2 dots on the top of the flower, of this base of the flower on the dot, and as you see from both sides of a line, and third dot on the top, like that. Dots should be as close as you can, but not touching each other. Do not mix colors. Remove all bubbles if you find one, and especially with custom colors, because we are mixing paint and adding this way more air in a paint, so try to be careful with this and remove all bubbles. And moving forward, you can add a little bit more paint on the dots. Again, this way we are creating this volume of dot, this effect that it's big dots, this effect that dot it's pop out from the surface. With the same column and 1mm tool, I'm walking around these big dots and the same color, and really careful walking around, don't rush. Usually we are making mistakes when we are rushing. If you're not sure yet in your moves, you're just a beginner, you need just wait until previous paint dry out, and after that you can be careful, taking your time, walk around with new layer or new color or new dots or new strokes, for example. We're getting this really nice pattern, and a little bit not usual. We are not starting from the center. In the central dots we will add at the end. Moving forward, next stroke I want to create with small brush, and the color is our second custom column, will be in the description. You can, as you see, start from on the top of our dots in the middle between rows, like that, and moving around to the center. And as I said, if you're not sure yet, you're scared that you can mixed colors, for example, just wait until your dots dried out and moved after that. When you are pressing brush, you're creating this nice line at the center of the stroke, and you're getting this nice effect that, again, it's a lot of paint on the surface, and it looks rich and really beautiful and nice at the same time. Be careful and take your time, don't rush. This is the main secret, actually. The next strokes, I want to create even higher, starting up. But first I want to create small dots and make it like a little bit base for our next row of 3 drops or dots. So the tool, it's 3.5 millimeter. As you see, I'm placing this on cross, and with needle I'm making small tails to the both sides, to the center and to the edge, like that. I'm using needle, but you can use really thin tool if you wish. And the color, it's our first custom color, the same color that we made these big dots base of our flowers, and it looks really nice. And the idea of this mandala was create these nice colors that coming from the base, that it's not black, and the color of base also working for us, so it's really nice. And now I'm choosing, you can technically use the same brush, but middle-sized brush will be perfect for you. The color is Amaze-Mint, and as you see, I'm starting literally 1.5 centimeters up, and I'm moving brush around to the center, as you see. And I'm really careful, I'm not trying to add strokes on the top of just creating flowers, only the end of the strokes can go on the top, like that. Really like how our colors working together. And this Amaze-Mint, because it's more greenish, really pop out from the surface. Really careful walking and moving our brush around just created dots and strokes. As I said, if you're not sure yet, just wait until previous strokes and dots dry out, and after that you can move forward. Remove definitely all bubbles if you can see fine one, because at the end it will be hole in your paint when it's dry out, so it's better to find it at the beginning. And like that, so beautiful. I like this colors combination, amazing. I'm using the same brush for next stroke, and the color is Sea Glass, and I'm starting strokes centimeter below, like that, and just moving brush along the previous strokes to the center of mandala, like that. And this color between blue and green, so it's kind of balancing out our Amaze-Mint. And of the strokes going on the top of previous ones, I'm not, in this particular case, I'm not trying to fill all gaps between strokes, because technically, and this is the idea of creating this colors combination, because base in our case will work like additional color. So I'm not trying to create and fill all gaps between strokes. If it's happened, it's happened. It's just part of a deal, if you wish. So over there, it's 3 centimeters from the edge. On this cross between rows and on a line and between previous flowers, I will create the same size of dot, but this time 10 millimeters, but this time I will place it with our second custom column, making the same pattern but with another colors, and this way making 5 new base for the flowers. If you want, you can add additional paint on the top, so when it's dry out you're getting like nice surface. And moving like that, as I said, with our second custom color. You see when my hand camera making colors a little bit more real, not so cold, so camera playing a little bit with lighting, and yeah, it's more Amaze-Mint, more greenish, and when you see my hand, colors more real, how it is in real life. So moving forward, removing all bubbles as we used to, and I want to create the same pattern, so this will play around a little bit better, but it will be beautiful anyway, so just like create the same pattern. And the color is, I will use Seal Glass in this case. So with 2mm tools I created again 2 dots on the top of this big one and 1 on the top of this 2, like that, 3 nice 2mm dots. Again, as close to each other as possible, but not touching each other. You can from the start add a little bit more paint on these dots, so when it's dry it's really pop out from the surface, like that. And with the same sea breeze, sorry if I said this wrong way, this is sea breeze color, walking around. So all materials in description, so this will definitely be sea breeze. And walking around the same way with 1mm tool. Like that. Moving forward, what I'm gonna do with a small or middle-sized brush, and the color is Amaze-Mint. I want to create a little bit different base for our flower. And I'm starting over there. It's technically 1.5 centimeter, below this dot, and you see on the video. And I'm moving brush around and ending up like 5 maybe millimeters below the edge, like that. But you're creating your custom paint, so just move with your inspiration, how it's working for you. My tutorial just example for you, and hopefully inspiration. Pressing down and releasing brush. And you see how Amaze-Mint definitely popping out on this kind of a surface, because it's kind of a little bit more greenish than other colors. Let's move forward. I'm using the same brush, just move around a little bit this base and create like wider flower. So with Bahama blue color, I'm making strokes starting over there and releasing brush. I'm not going down till the end of the flower. So from both sides of these strokes, releasing brush. So only maybe 2/3 of flower and releasing brush like that. At the beginning, I'm pressing down and releasing brush. Pressing down and releasing brush. Sorry if you can hear my neighbors. Moving forward. Like that. With the same brush and our second custom color, I'm making more strokes around. This time I'm starting a little bit below, 2-3 millimeters lower, and again moving like that along previous brush and releasing at the end. So our base of our flower is still Amaze-Mint. Removing all bubbles, especially from custom colors, and releasing brush. Pressing and releasing. Don't rush. If you're tired, just wait and come back in a couple of hours or next day to finish the painting. This will be still amazing and beautiful, definitely. Next strokes, I want to create like bubbles in the water. So I will use Bahama blue color. And it's kind of 1.5 millimeter tool, and just walking around with bubbles. So I'm starting a little bit below again, 2 millimeters below, and walking around like that. So technically with my sizes, it's on the top of last row line. In your case, it's maybe another way, because we are still, when we are painting, using different materials, different brushes, pressing down different ways. So look at your custom painting and walking around like that, and this imitating water bubbles, like this definitely happening in sea, like that. Again, the same small middle-sized brush and sea breeze color. I'm creating more strokes. Again, I'm starting on a line, my last line, a little bit below than our bubble started. And again, I'm not going down. I'm releasing brush before it's ended up at the end. I still want to base of this flower be Amaze-Mint only. And you see on the video, I'm releasing brush at the end, and our flowers became wider and wider. Really beautiful colors. And now next strokes I definitely will do with middle-sized brush. And first I want to create more bubble, and I will use pearl silver shaded drops art creation, but you can definitely choose yourself. If you don't have particular colors, these kind of colors, use as I did such kind of silver, but if you can find something the similar ones will be amazing. So I'm making 4 dots, 4 drops from big to small ones on the top of flower, just creating. You see on the video. So I'm starting when our strokes going down and from bigger to smaller. You can definitely do the same way with just paint, for example with Amaze-Mint, and this will pop out from the surface. I did use 3D drops, but this, as I said, literally your choice. In this particular case, maybe you can even avoid to use 3D drops. From bigger to smaller size. Like that. And now we are going with middle-sized brush and our first custom column. And I'm starting on the same level or a little bit below, and I'm going down almost to the end, to the center of our mandala. Like that, I'm pressing down, going around and releasing brush. So I'm not going on the top of our base of this flower, I'm going between previous flowers, first row of flowers in its cycle. As you see, you can kind of cover space between strokes, but again, as I said, in this particular case, when we are using our base color like additional color, you just may leave it like that, and this will play all together, as you can see on the video. And move around and remove all bubbles if you can see ones. Like that. So beautiful. it's plain all together. Move forward, and I want to create additional with middle or small size brush and Bahama blue color. I'm making small strokes like that. These petals, it's going to the middle of flower only. You don't need to move to the end. But I want to cover and use the space on the edge of our flower, on the top of our flower. As you see on the video, a little bit we're starting on the top of our 3D drops we just created and releasing brush. So very important the top part of the strokes. And you see Bahama blue like lighting up a little bit our flower immediately. Like that. Coming back to our middle-sized brush and our Amaze-Mint color. I'm starting a little bit lower, as you see, and pressing down and going down between flowers. We are covering end of this Bahama blue stroke, and when we are going down like that, we really lighten up end of these strokes and the space between our first row of flowers. And definitely we are starting to look between flowers too. We are working with space between flowers now. Like that. Really beautiful. Coming back to our second custom color, I'm starting maybe 1 centimeter lower, and again I'm walking around with my stroke, looking between flowers till the end. I still wanna save a little bit different colors between our flowers, so I'm going a little bit on the top when I'm ending strokes over there, but I'm trying to even leave at least thin line of previous colors. And definitely look how much space you left. Over there, stroke can be a little bit wider. Over there, a little bit thinner. Start to work with the space now. Removing bubbles. Like that, really beautiful. More small petals on the top. You see we got some space over there, and I'm using Sea Breeze color this time and small brush. Like that, going down. Not going down again to the flower, I'm just on the top and around a little bit. Like that. And again, in this particular case, I'm not so worried if we got some additional space between strokes, because our base color, not the black color, and our base color working like additional color of our palette. So this way I really like to work with that idea, when base color, our additional base color, definitely. And now I want to lighten up a little bit, so I will use Bahama blue color and middle size brush and create more strokes for these big flowers that we are creating right now. And I'm starting like 5 millimeters from the edge, and I'm moving around till the end between the flowers. I'm still trying to save a little bit space between strokes at the end over there to add, as I said, this base color, to leave base color like additional color. Don't rush. If you're tired, take your time, come back when you can, and create your amazing strokes and amazing mandala. And as I said, we are now walking between flowers more and creating and covering the space between flowers. It's already so beautiful, but we definitely can add a little bit more strokes. And I will come back to my first custom color, starting from the last line, as you see, and between the flowers, like that. So this, in my particular case, these strokes really close to each other. In your painting, maybe not the same, but definitely beautiful. Removing bubbles. Like that. And last one. Like that. Really beautiful. Amazing combination of colors. Let's work a little bit with this additional space that we left. So I will use again our first custom column and 4mm tool, but definitely choose yourself. So I'm making these dots on the lines, this space between flowers just left, and I'm literally leaving a couple of millimeters from the edge. Technically we can even stay like that, and this will be perfect. So move with your inspiration and learn, and I'm learning how to stop myself to adding more and more and more additional details. So 0.5mm tool, so really thin, and I'm walking around these small dots with Bahama blue color. So as we used to, the first central dot a little bit bigger with the same tool, but maybe come back a couple of times with paint and walk around. And let your painting dry out. It's already so beautiful, as you see. Come back later on when it's dried, but for now it looks amazing. Definitely beautiful. And you definitely can leave it like that. It's beautiful. So it's almost dry out, only like big dots, a little bit wet. So I will add a little bit more details. And I will start with central dots, not too big, 5 millimeters maximum. And I definitely will add dots on the top, on the bottom of these flowers, like that. And really small ones. Do you remember we did small painting dots with 2 tails? So I'm adding really small ones on the top, just to lighten up just a little bit. You can add definitely over there more, and this way we are making the central flowers more popping out from the center. I want to leave it like that without strokes. Just I removed bubble, and let's see. So what I want to do, I want to add more drops over there, but I'm not placing this on our big dots with paint, but below. And I'm making small tails to the center, as you see. This one not ideal. I got some tools to make it a little bit thinner, like that. Beautiful. You can literally, the easiest way, just remove when your painting dried. You can just remove totally this not ideal, put it this way, drop, but I decided just to fix it a little bit and adding on the top a little bit more material to make it similar to others, like that. Really beautiful. And with these ones I decided to go with small tails also, like that. So with these ones, what I'm gonna do, I want to add a little bit more strokes, really thin one, and you can use the same small brush as we did before, but I decided to go with thinner a little bit. I got a thinner brush, like that, really thin, and I'm making really thin strokes, like that. And the color is Amaze-Mint, to brighten up a little bit this area, like that. And I want to add a little bit more 3D drops from both sides, like you see, but really small ones, imitating just like water bubbles. as you can see in sea, in the water, like that, from both sides, just small dots. And it's really amazing how it looks all together. And on the top of these dots, I'm adding with sea breeze color small dots on the top. And this is one of the way where how we can make visibly our dots a little bit bigger or brighter. So hope you enjoy this video. Hope you enjoy your painting this beautiful sheer glass mandala, and see you on next video. Bye.